And the old trim says, how dare you replace me for this new trim that's way hotter and way younger and way not more of a bitch than me. It's just a bunch of LARPers that want to be successful. She is just a shitbag.
One can't have too much burgundy on.
Finding the murderer in a city that wants to murder you.
Yeah.
You know, this is pretty difficult. AssToSachs.
You know they're making fun of him for that shit, dude. Oh my god. For this segment, we got story time, Mr. Pops Man. And for the record, I don't, and he don't, and damn sure y'all don't, ain't never heard this story before.
This is 100% mostly true.
Now go ahead and elaborate.
I'm going to assume none of this has been left open for interpretation.
This is all factual shit that's mostly generated from my mind. All right. So there's this middle-aged cunt.
Why isn't the camera? I'm about to say, just like, I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, it takes 2 seconds of consistent speaking for it to change.
All right, go ahead, Carville.
All right, so there's this middle-aged cunt in California. Goes to this, it's like this nerd complex for business people that want to become millionaires.
It's like a TED Talk.
Yeah,
but
but
no
it's like
successful people.
It's just a bunch of LARPers that want to be successful.
Okay.
And then every now and then one of them becomes successful. But in this scenario, two LARPers found each other and they both became successful together. They met each other, started banging. She have 5 kids.
Damn.
2.
Became successful off the government.
The oldest 2 are in college in Seattle. One's 28, the other one's like 20 something.
Mostly true.
He's mostly in his 20s. And
Is the legs still out of it or something? Like he's almost all the way in the 20. Yeah. His legs still 19, but
he's I'm pretty sure he can get drunk. But they've also got 2 daughters that they're in their teens. And then they got a younger boy that
it's just the camera just decided I'm gonna look at Hunter for a minute. Just like Hunter was like,
then they got a little kid, a little boy. I know he's 10. I think he's 10.
that fucking changed really quick.
He may be 10. She becomes she becomes super successful in real estate. Super fucking successful in real estate.
The fact that he said it twice means that she was super successful.
She's definitely made a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
Dineros?
Many dineros.
He becomes super successful in the internet. I'm assuming porn.
Of the
I'm
child
sure it's
variety.
not. He just he was part of the internet boom, all that jazz. Either way, these are some rich motherfuckers. These are fucking rich people. One night, she gets in bed, kisses her hubby goodnight, and someone comes in and shoots these super successful people a lot of fucking times. A lot of fucking times. Like, there's like, you dead, I'm making sure you are dead. The gunshots wake up the kids, at least 2 kids, one of the girls, little boy. The boy runs out, bang, right in the back, shoots the kid in the back.
Damn.
Looks in the girl's room, shoots at her, misses her. The other girl just slept through all of them. So they died. But the boy is paralyzed like a motherfucker.
So the parents are dead, and the boy is just fucked up.
He's been Joe Swanson.
He's been just Swanson. So they died, and they called the boys up in Seattle, tell them what's going on, and they're like, "Holy fuck, that's fucked up." So they fly in, and
I'm sure that's what they said.
yeah, they're like, "Well, dude,
It's like, hey, your parents was like,
who's gonna sign my paycheck?"
there's like, and it's like, damn,
Shit, crazy.
We're gonna get our allowance. So they fly in, and the cops are like, "We don't know who did it," you know? And they're like, "Well, I don't know either." So it's a bunch of people that don't know shit, trying to figure out how to know shit. Mm-hmm. And they're like, the older brothers are in the hospital with the little brother that's all gathered up. And cops pull him aside and says, "Who do you guys think done this?" He's like, "Dude, how the fuck would we know who done this?" You know what I mean? We're not exactly in the murder business, you know? He's like, no. Like, when I say, "Who do you think?" Like, who would come to mind? You know? And he's like, "Man, my mom's a real estate person. She rents shit to a lot of people, and she's pretty demanding." And, man, they uncovered how the fuck you find a murder in a group of a lot of people that would love to murder the fuck out of this woman, dude. Like, she is not a good landlord. Like, she is a get your shit, get the fuck out of here landlord. There is no shortage of people that would love for this lady to be murdered brutally. They found one guy that extremely wanted to murder the fuck out of this lady. And he is he's some guy in the military, and he just came back from Iraq. House is a piece of shit, and they were having to put a lot of money in, and she just told them to go fuck themselves. They sued her. She's sued other people. She's been sued a million fucking times. And so they start investigating this dude. But this dude, he was in Washington when these two got turned off, you know? And so that couldn't be it. But there are so many people that wanted to murder the fuck out of these people. Like, this takes a lot of resources to investigate all of these people, you know? And then they come across the fact that she also does commercial real estate. And there's no shortage of these people that want to murder the shit out of her either.
God damn.
She is just a shitbag.
That bitch on hit list after hit list.
Because she's a woman, people say, "Oh, she just don't take no shit."
Yeah, she bad bitch.
She's an independent woman.
she's a boss bitch. That bitch a casket queen now.
But she's just a total piece of shit. She might be a great person in other places, but in this arena,
Great for the penis.
she's not a very good person. You know, I'm pretty sure you don't want to be a complete pushover, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to be a tyrant. I'm pretty sure there's a middle ground somewhere that probably wouldn't have you dead, you know? But she found that one. And so they're just like, "Man, dude, I don't know where this, I don't know who finding the murderer in a city that wants to murder you.
Yeah.
You know, this is pretty difficult, you know?
Yeah. Just lock them all up.
Just lock everybody up.
You'll eventually get
Who
them.
else could it have been?
Yeah.
All right, listen here. Till one of y'all fess up. All y'all gonna be held in contempt.
But there's a lot of people, man. This lady's worth a lot of money. And one of the sons come up and says, "Man, I got another idea of someone it could be." And so the cops are like, "Ooh, you know, piece of candy." So another business decision that she had was her and her husband bought into some kind of tech company. And this tech company is worth a lot of fucking money. A lot. They built the company. They bought a building company and made it worth a lot more fucking money. But she's a cunt. It's ingrained in her because she's an independent woman. She don't give a shit for nobody.
I wield my stilettos.
But she's just a savage fucking, just a demonic woman. That, of course, is such a nice person when you interview anyone she knows. You know, always the nicest people get murdered in the face. You know what I mean? It's just weird how they had the whole world ahead of them, you know, but they don't because they ruined it, you know. And she is such a gigantic cunt that the board of this company voted her out.
Damn.
And her husband was part of the board. All right. That's how bad of a cunt this lady is. Now, if you listen to the actual story behind it, none of this is shown, but just the evidence alone. When your own husband, put it this way, the company gave her $9 million to fuck off. You know you're a colossal cunt when they give you $9 million to leave. You know? That's shit. How big of a cunt you have to be that I'm willing to give you a lot of fucking money. Just get the fuck out of my goddamn face.
Yeah.
You know? But she don't take too kindly to this.
It's like, I'm willing to give you a lifetime supply of money to ensure that the rest of my life does not have you in it. Even though my life is 80% up, I'm willing to pay 100% of a lifetime amount of money to enjoy the last 20% of mine.
Yeah. Think about the colossal of a cunt you have to be.
Yeah, no shit.
You know?
Fucking with my piece, bitch.
But
oh, fuck out of here.
She is not like this at all, you know? And husband's just like, hey, you. What's for dinner?
This is like, we buy another house in Barbados.
And she's like, fuck you, Jim, whatever his name was. Yeah. And they don't talk anymore. So they end up getting a divorce over this shit. And but the people telling the story is like when it came down to choose wife over job, he clearly chose job. And it's like, man, I don't know. I just think that he saw this woman ruining everyone's lives. You know what I mean? If you have a toxic environment, that environment goes.
If she has burned every bridge with everybody around her, who's to say that you aren't next?
Yeah, at some point, this woman's a liability, you know? And so they fuck off. They go their own separate ways. And then one day at his golf course, he's playing golf. And he's got a new girlfriend that's much younger. And you can clear, I don't know if this is the real lady or not, because it's all being depicted as such, you know.
What state was this in?
California.
Oh. So he's another DiCaprio.
Yeah. Well, she's older than 25. So not quite bad.
Okay.
Definitely not a Scientologist then.
But she just so happens to be at this golf club when him and his new hoe's there, you know. And she's like, I can't remember this guy's name. We'll just future death mate. How dare you, future death mate?
What? Just give her a name.
What the woman or the new woman?
The new woman.
The new woman.
Call her Reverb because the amount of time you're slamming the fucking table.
The new one is new trim.
New trim?
Yeah. So old trim says, how dare you replace me for this new trim that's way hotter and way younger and way not more of a bitch than me. And he's like, oh no, what did I do that for?
Yeah, he's totally like that.
And he's just like, hey, let me go talk to this crazy cunt real quick, you know?
Hold up.
But she come to find out, she wanted it to be over, but she didn't want it to be over. But realistically, she wanted to be over until she found out he can get something totally better. And she's like, I think we can make it. And he's like, okay. So he goes over his big dumb sandals and kicks new trim out. And
No way, really?
Yeah. And gets
Damn,
re-sacked up with the old trim, which ended up being a bad thing.
We wouldn't be talking about this right now.
Hey, I'm about to go back to the board. I'll see you later.
Crazy, dude. One day you might be making so much money, you become stupidly successful, but the second you end up on Dateline NBC, man, you done.
It's over, dude. It's over.
It's too late, dog. It's too late. You've already been investigated.
And so they think new trim had something to do with it because it's the ghetto guys that drive by.
Fucking Trey.
Yeah, the reason why he
Trays.
said that is because there's a bunch of trays outside, then busting the beat.
Crying my shit, my 24 rim.
But we digress.
But they think that new trim had him off because she had plans with her and her old balls,
Or at least the old ball's money.
Yeah. She was in love with that.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounded pretty
Dude,
cool.
it sounded like a fucking gong.
Yeah.
It's the dinner bell. Drink me.
So they began doing some research in that, and they're going through all these file cabinets of all like their tax things and will and trust and all that stuff. And during that period, they noticed that recently she had changed the trust from her mother to someone else. And apparently, whenever they see that so close to a death, let's start looking at who this financially benefits, Mm-hmm. And it's an old friend of hers, like from a long time. And she just so happens to live right down the street from the oldest son that lives in Seattle. And I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, so break that down now.
So old cunt worth lots of money. Her and old balls have lots of money in the $100 million range.
Yeah, and she gives her trust from her mom to some other
person, which is
they don't know who the person is yet.
It's her lifelong friend, so it's like someone she trusted, and maybe her mom was like getting elderly and fucking stupid.
Yeah,
and so she needed to change this because she might buy 1 million scooter rascals or something, or infinite amount of burgundy yarn.
yeah.
So like, all right. She doesn't need any more yarn.
Yeah, one can have too much burgundy.
I'll buy her the burgundy.
Yeah, I'll get her enough. She's gonna be alive for 2 more years. She doesn't need 5,000 feet of burgundy.
I'll just give her $10 million in fucking Better Homes and Gardens.
Yeah, we'll just get this bitch a magazine. And so they're just like, we need to start looking at this, And so they go to the house, and they wanted to ask them about the lady, but they're like, hey, it's really not a good time. We're about to sign some documents. And they're really literally signing all these trusts, So you got the oldest and the second oldest that both live in Seattle going to college. And so they acquire phone records. And their phone, at the time of the murders, were pinging 1 mile from the house. And
How the hell do they have that?
Which one? The Gotcha House or the trusted friend?
Where they got. But they live in Seattle. And like when the cops called them after their parents were murdered, they were in Seattle. But their phone is pinging 1 mile from the house. And
So allegedly, they claim they were in Seattle.
Right. So there's this number that kept popping up, and they called that, and it is a automobile transportation company. They transport people's cars. And the oldest one, it wasn't his car. It was the other one,
The younger one?
the younger one. But he's the one who answered the phone in Seattle when the police called. Not the oldest one. And so they got a hold of the transportation company and said, yeah, we just haven't picked the car up yet. So the car is still in Los Angeles. You know? So they go to where the fucking car is. And that's that kid's car.
The youngest, the younger son?
The younger one.
Not the youngest, but the younger.
Yeah, the younger son.
Like, okay.
The one in his 20-somethings. And there's a rifle in the trunk. How's this happen? You know what I mean? So they go to the nearest airport, which is John Wayne Airport, and they just watch security video. And here's that fucker walking through the hallway at John Wayne Airport.
Huh.
The night at 8 o'clock in the morning after his parents got.
I'm trying to go back to Seattle to
hurry back to Seattle.
Yeah.
In fact, when the cops called him, he literally just got home.
Wow.
Literally just got home. And so they brought him in there and it's like, man, I asked you before, like, who do you think could have done this? He's like, man, dude, I don't. How the fuck would I know, dude?
Not me, of course.
Yeah, obviously, I was, I was aware.
I'm
like,
I always take impromptu flights to places I don't care about.
And so then they uncover the phone logs, or phone records, uncover the video surveillance of him walking through John Wayne Airport. He did it. The reason he did it. This is fucked up. All right, it's not for money. This is not for money whatsoever. He gets no money.
Well, yeah, it doesn't seem like because he wasn't on the trust
he
at
wasn't
all.
Even, yeah. A person decides who gets what.
Yeah.
You know? He was living at home, but he was dating an older woman. And his mom didn't like the fact that this woman's dating him. And so she signed him up for college up there with his brother and said, get the fuck out of here and go to college. Instead of, I hate my dad, it was, I hate my mom. You know what I mean? And he was so pissed off that he went and he tried to commit suicide because he was so depressed, blah, blah, blah. I gotta live in my mom's paid apartment in Seattle where like Starbucks is just, they just won't leave me alone. They keep bringing me cappuccinos. She just fucking poor me, man. It's fucking endless supply of cappuccinos and ice
my fucking name wrong.
I swear to God, it's H. It's H. There's an H in my name.
Dude, this is my mom is such a bitch. She didn't want me dating an older chick. She paid for my college tuition and paid for me to move.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I swear to God, one day I'm gonna put her in a home.
I fucking hit my mom.
And not only, dude. The sad part is, man, his brother is permanently paralyzed. Permanently paralyzed.
Yeah, that's the craziest part of it all. He's just like, man, I fucking hate my mom. Fuck you, Dad. And you, Tom.
And you were there. he probably shot him just because he's seen him. You know what I mean? And I guess he shot the memory out of him.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you not hide the rifle?
Well, he did in his trunk.
Yeah, but why the fuck would you not? Yeah, like,
bro, that ain't hiding it.
I don't know, man. It's like it's weird how criminals can be, how smart people can be so bad at crime.
Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird how it works, man. But yeah, dude, he killed his parents. Led police on a month-long wild goose chase. Paralyzed the fucking kid. Then you actually, and they even show video of him talking at their funeral. Like you were pallbearers from the people you just killed because you didn't want to go to college.
He cold.
That's fucking crazy. And he looks like somebody that's not having a good time in prison. He doesn't look like awesome or anything. He just looks like
I'm pretty sure that he's going to be released. He's in California after all.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
He only killed
do you
two
know when this
people.
happened? Do you know when this happened?
I don't know.
If it's when Newsom is in office, yeah, he's probably free.
I don't know. You know, Newsom won't let. There's another person he won't let go the Menendez brothers. I know that.
Oh wait, they're white, right?
Yeah, this whole
yeah.
family is white, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in
Yeah,
jail.
that makes sense.
Yeah, they're in jail then.
Yeah, and they're wealthy and they don't do drugs. It doesn't benefit the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucked up though, man.
Yeah.
It's
What a shitty person. Dude.
Hey, yo,
shitbag,
he isn't that bad though. He did increase some other chick's net worth by $100 million, so
Yeah,
he did
that's
something
true.
good.
Yeah, the older son sees complete control of all the companies.
Damn, that's a big responsibility all of a sudden after your parents die.
Yeah, but we're in
From your
talking-
own
Yeah,
fucking
I went
brother?
from never ever running a single business to now I'm responsible for
over
almost-
$100 million worth of business.
No.
I would just do it. I'm gonna sell my stonks.
I'm going surfing.
I'll just sell my stonks. I'll cash out, and I'll just take the 50% theft from the
Yeah.
government, and I'll just dip out east.
If you Google AssToSachs, you will see what he looks like.
Ashton seems like a name.
SACHS.
Yeah, it's right there. San Juan Capistrano.
So is that
That's
the
him.
killer?
That's him.
That's the dude that killed his parents?
Yeah, and those are his parents right
Dude,
there. He's in the California prison system. That dude has been fucked in the ass 20 million times.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, that dude has been fucking piped.
That's the dude that killed these people. Oh, dude, she looks like a bitch, bro.
Oh yeah, she's
she
Oh my
actually
God.
does look like a kind of a female Trump.
His name is Ass in prison. AssToSachs.
You know they're making fun of him for that shit, dude.
Ass to
Oh my
sacks,
god.
dude.
Bro.
That dude is.
Yeah, this dude's getting handled, bro. Look at this fucking tweed ass.
Look at
What the
images.
fuck is
Let's
a
see him in.
tweet?
Let's see him in the in a jumpsuit. Go to images. I know there's a.
Yeah, there's gotta
yeah.
be.
He was 19 at the time he did it.
Are they
Is he
Jewish?
Jewish? Oh, that would make sense why they had so much money then.
Dude, yeah.
Oh my
look
god.
how sad he is.
Bro, that means he was being held somewhere. He's already had dick.
Yeah.
That's post dick.
He's already been heartbroken in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel bad for him because you never know. So here's the thing, in order to qualify for mental insanity or whatever, you have to not know the weight of your actions and competency. Can you stand competent in trial? And the way they judge that is by, do you understand the weight of what you did?
Yeah.
And I don't think he does. He's 19 years old. He hates his dad. My mom totally is a bore. She's such a bitch. He doesn't know the world.
Mazel tov or whatever that is.
Like, that dude doesn't know what a county jail looks like. He doesn't know what reform is.
Yeah, I don't think he knows anything about
He probably even believes in reparations.
Yeah, he doesn't, realistically, by the legal standards, he doesn't know the repercussions of his actions either. So I wonder if he could be like a retard and be judged not fit to.
He was attending college in Washington State.
Well, he was forced to attend college.
Even worse.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder because you know that dude. He didn't think about now. You know what I mean? At least. So, for example, like when you see your average piece of shit going to jail, like they've been there, they know what to expect there.
Yeah.
That dude's probably never had a speeding ticket.
He's probably
This
never
dude-
even seen a black person.
This dude's life is probably so much worse.
Yeah, he probably lives in the Pacific Palisades, and it's like there's not one black guy at his school. He's probably lived the most privileged, pampered life. There's that one kid in.
But now his life is probably so much worse that he probably regrets everything now.
Oh, I'm sure that guy the day he kills himself is just win, you know?
Yeah. And how?
Because I don't know what he got sentenced to. I'm pretty sure a long periodically time. But it's like, remember that I told you about that one case in Texas where that dude killed his family, and he was set free because he didn't understand the weight of his actions because he lived in an affluent upbringing, you know, and he never spent one day in jail. But you can't tell me that dude didn't live the same way.
Yeah.
You know? It just sucks because people died from you, but it's like realistically, he probably didn't know the weight of his actions.
Yeah.
Well, it don't matter if he does.
He did.
He was sentenced to 4 life sentences, 2 without the possibility of parole, as well as nearly 100 additional years in prison.
God
he is
damn.
never seeing the light of day again.
How did he get 4 life sentences? He only killed 2 people.
I don't know.
Well, I guess technically at most it would be 3 because
Wait, that's an attempted murder charge.
yeah, but he did alter his life. He now can't live
Yeah, but
the
he didn't
same.
murder him.
Yeah, but that
Clear distinction.
yeah, but that
That happened in 2014.
he didn't end his life, but he did basically kill everything that he could have done.
Yeah. So that dude's 9 years in.
He was sentenced in 2016.
2016. Yeah, but he's been in jail since 2014, though.
So yeah, this dude.
You kind of can't help but to feel a little bad for the guy.
I don't. I mean, maybe a little.
I don't
bit,
feel
but
bad
at
for
most.
the dude that was in 2014, but that fucker in 2024, you know that shit's sunk in by now.
So
yeah,
two,
probably.
2 counts of murder for each of his parents and 2 counts of attempted murder for firing at his sister Alexis, 19, and his brother Landon, 11, who was left paralyzed from the chest
How do you
down.
get more than 1 count on one person?
What are you talking about?
You said 2 counts.
Yeah, one for his sister, one for his.
Yeah, 2
Little
counts of
brother.
murder for each of his parents.
Yeah, one, he murdered her, murdered him.
It's just shit
You-
verbiage.
Yeah,
It's
okay,
shit
because you said
verbiage.
for each.
Yeah, that's literally what
2
it says.
counts
For
for
each. But no, it's
Yeah, it's 1 count for each.
No, he said 2 counts for each. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
should be 1 count for each.
Yeah.
You can't get more than
That's
1
still
count.
pretty
murder
steep,
per
though.
person.
That's still pretty I don't see how you get a life sentence for an attempted murder.
Yeah, if he's Jewish, he should have gotten a lighter sentence.
But one thing I have learned about some of those
man
3
has
strike
big nose.
rules is
Learn about what?
3 strike rules.
Oh, 3 straight. Yeah.
you
So
get
they
away
used
with-
to
you
Florida,
get a-
Florida has that, right?
I don't think Florida. Well, Florida has a 3 strike rule, but it's like in some states it might be like this too in here. But if you get arrested and you have 3 felonies at that one arrest, each one of those felonies is a strike. To where when they first started the 3 strike rule, 3 separate arrests. You know, so but they started doing this thing. Well, you got 3 felonies, so 3 strike rules. So that's automatic 25 years. Good, but yeah, if you're carrying a pound of weed, that's also a felony.
Oh, yeah. we also need
If you
to. We
punch
also
it
need
in
to
the
fix.
face, that's also a felony.
We also need to
Yeah, so,
classify
like,
how
so-
we fucking.
So say you're a
Classify felonies.
So like literally say that you are a legal lawful gun owner. You're in a constitutional carry state, but you're carrying 10 pounds of marijuana. So now you are carrying a felony amount of marijuana. You're also trafficking drugs, and then you also have a firearm and a commission of a felony. Those are 3 felonies right there.
It's 25 years. It's 25 to life, by the way. Not
Even
just 25 years.
even
25 to
though
life.
that the firearm had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Damn.
So that's how easy it is, man.
Well, so that means we probably should just need to go back to separate arrests, and we need to
Or as-
clarify.
No, because that
need to
dude
change all. Because I don't think you should be going 25 years for a fucking pound of weed.
They did the 20. This was Democrat shit, by the way. This is Bill Clinton. The 25, the 3 strike rule.
relations with that woman.
The 3 strike rules was meant to be a deterrent. Again, it was the war against crime. That was Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
And the reality is that what it did is just led to mass incarcerations. Because it doesn't discourage you, because most people commit felonies on any given day, and you just don't realize that it's actually a felony to do these things. You know, I mean, if you do a certain amount over the speed limit, it's a felony.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't it triple the speed limit or some shit like that? That's a felony.
There's
That's
this
not
thing
even
called
reckless. That's not even reckless.
there's this
driving.
thing called felony speeding.
Not in Georgia.
Oh, in Florida there is. There's felony speeding in Florida.
Speeding in and of
I
itself.
thought out of any state it'd be Georgia.
Yeah, speeding doesn't even constitute reckless driving in Georgia.
I don't know. I don't
You
see
can't
how
charge
because
somebody
it's
for it.
civil law.
So
Like,
super speeder law, that's
Super
not
speeder just for being it's a penalty for being extra stupid, but
that's
it's
not
not
a felony.
extra stupid because super speeder is 20 miles per hour.
30.
30. Okay.
Yeah. It's you can just like say somebody's doing 160 on the highway. It's not reckless. Speeding of itself can't constitute reckless driving.
Yeah.
And I think that's proper. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything dangerous about doing 160 miles an hour.
No.
It's just
but-
illegal against the posted speed limit.
Yeah. But
Either
when
way-
but when you have an average amount of people hitting 80 miles an hour,
Yeah, well,
You
it's
know,
more
when you're in
like,
a
I mean, if you're
congested
going
area.
in and out of traffic and doing shit like that, passing cars in the
Yeah,
fucking
then
middle
that's-
lane,
then that's reckless
fucking
driving.
reckless. I mean,
Yeah.
at any point somebody could get over and you can't react in time.
Yeah.
But if it's fucking 2 a.m. and you're the only car on the road, who gives a fuck?
yeah.
I mean, the people clocking you will, but
Shit. We can't catch up to that. This is a shit story, though. Feel bad for everybody involved, actually.
Yeah.
Because he's just a dumb, spoiled kid. But a dumb, spoiled kid doesn't know he's a dumb, spoiled kid.
Yeah, but what a
only a Jew deals in absolutes.
I'm pretty sure when he got to jail, he was no longer a rich kid. He's
No,
just
he was.
your cellmate.
No, he was the product. No,
Yeah, it's like when you get to where all that
that dude was sold for
shit
a pack
don't
of
matter.
Cools.
When you get to a point to where none of that shit means anything here, you're kind of left with reality, and unfortunately, it's a little too late for that.
yeah.
Which I don't have the answer for. I don't know how you solve the problem, but you just can't help but kind of feel bad for everything. I mean, he was going to be a piece of shit anyway,
Yeah,
but
he was gonna turn out just like his mom.
yeah, and arguably, who's worse? I mean, the only part that I would say makes him shittier is because he fucked up a fucking kid's life. You know, if it wasn't for the brother thing, man, you deserve a fucking ass beating like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that kid might have turned out like a piece of shit too, but there's still hope. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate. But I got some other ones. But I'll save them since it's getting late.
Yeah, on the next Circle of Squares.
Yeah.
Well, nah.
I thought this was a pretty good one. So
Yeah.
go
Well,
ahead and
just a bunch of rich douchebags.
yeah, rich douchebag.
That shit was funny, dude. I'm sorry. That was fucking funny. It's gonna offend a lot of people. That was fucking funny.
Hey, just so y'all know, y'all opinions, fuck them.
Yeah, welcome.
And your mama. Fuck them.